I don't need to say anything actually. Mhm. Like I was sharing the story the other day. I feel all of you heard it or read it. So I won't go the full version. But there was this very learned, accomplished seeker who went to this sage called Yajnavalkya. They had quite a struggle to spell, but now they all know the spelling. Yajnavalkya. So they went to this sage. This accomplished seeker would say, great sages, and they have taught me a lot. But they said that if I want the ultimate understanding, I have to come to you. So please give me this blessing of this ultimate understanding. And the sage Yajnavalkya is just sitting quietly. And disciple feels, maybe he didn't hear me, maybe he's old, so he must be hard of hearing. So then again he repeated the same thing. Please, Master, give me the ultimate understanding. All the teachers I went to have told me that you are the one who can show this to me. And again, sage is just sitting quietly. So the disciple asked over and over again till he got irritated, angry. I was wrong. I heard wrong from all these other teachers. They are obviously wrong about you. I'm begging you, I'm imploring you for the final truth. And you're just sitting here smiling. You must be very egoistic, the disciple tells the master. Then the sage speaks. He says, I'm answering you. I have answered you every time you have asked. But you refuse to listen. If you have truly heard what the other teachers have told you, if you really truly have some insights in your heart, you must be able to hear the answer by now. You see? So this silence is the starting point for that which we call direct satsang like this. If you can hear the silence, nothing more needs to really be said. But then some of you might say, I've woken up early in the morning, 3:30 a.m. and I logged on to this Zoom satsang. It couldn't have been so that I could hear this silence. So please, because I have taken this effort. You see, in the olden days, people would say, I have walked 30 miles to come to satsang. Please share something. So if this silence is not heard, then the sage would say something like, you are the self, or you are Brahman, the absolute. And he would give it to you in Sanskrit if you're so inclined. Tat Tvamasi, that you are. That you are. Then also full stop. Nothing more to say. But then the disciple might ask, I don't see that. How do I know this to be true? I don't know this yet. Then the sage would say, the I that you claim yourself to be, the I that you are representing, who is this I? If you cannot find the ultimate truth, show me the false one. This is what we call inquiry. Who am I? What happens then? Most of you know. You go looking for yourself and you find God. Just like if you went looking for God, you would only find yourself. Then somebody might say, Master, this question, it sounds too intellectual. You see, I can't deal with this question. I'm not the inquiring types. Most of the time, this is a myth actually. Because the same ones keep inquiring, why me, why me, why me. So that inquiry is fine. But when we change the question to who, suddenly we become the non-inquiring type. But some truly are of a different temperament. You see? So to them, the master said, okay, for you, you don't have to inquire also. Just everything which you consider yours, all your problems, all your grievances, your body, your actions, your inactions, what others have done to you, everything. You let that be the master's problem now. Just surrender it all. Let go of everything. And as I've been saying the last few days, that as you remain empty of any notion about yourself, the non-conceptual truth is completely apparent. What you truly are is clear. There is nobody who is confused. Then the disciple might say, yes, yes, Master, but my mind is too active. It doesn't keep quiet. Please help me. Then the master might say, let the mind do whatever it wants. You just let it come and go. He might explain the difference between attention and belief and tell you that even if attention is going to these thoughts, you are not yet identified. You can allow thoughts to come and go. Just don't serve them tea. Again, back to the silence. Same silence. It has nothing to do with outer silence. The outer silence is at best a tool, an aid to recognizing this inner being, this inner self. Then some might say that, no, even this, I can't let them go. The minute the thought comes, I'm just caught. I'm caught. And to not believe my thought seems impossible to me. then the master might ask you, have you had any devotion towards anything in your life? And if the disciple said, yes, yes, when I was growing up, I used to love Hanuman. When I was growing up, I used to love Jesus Christ. When I was growing up, I used to, whatever. Or even now, I'm a great believer in Ram, for example. So then the master might say, okay, with all my blessings, with all my heart, I give you the mantra of Ram. Whenever you feel that your mind is overactive and you have no control over your belief whatsoever, just take a few minutes and dissolve in Ram mantra or Krishna mantra or Jesus mantra, any, whatever you feel devoted towards. And because the Master's blessing is there and the names of the Lord itself have so much inherent power in them, activated by our own devotion, that you will find that with this kind of repetition, it feels like the mind is not so big, not so out of control. Now, some might even say, you see how this is going. So some might even say that even this, I have no concentration, Master, no concentration. I start chanting and then all the emails I have to reply to, all the phone calls I haven't returned, all these things, they come back to me and I can't even chant at all. So then the master might try a different approach. He might say, can you put your attention to your breath for a few minutes? Just stay with your breath. So hum, so hum, so hum. Huh? The flow of the breath. You know by now, even this is not going to stop. So whatever the excuse is, the disciple might say, this is also not good. The master will say, okay, do something physical. Do Hatha Yoga. Yeah? Do Hatha Yoga, Surya Namaskar 108 times every day. And then, and then do some pranayama exercise and you find that the mind will get better. And they, no, I'm too lazy, I'm not so inclined. The master will say, okay, sing some devotional song, sing some songs also. Or just, if you can't even do that, have some gratitude in your heart for anything at all. Say to yourselves, I'm thankful to God or Guru or my friends, my wife, my husband, my whatever, for this small thing. And I'd say just next one you meet, just smile at them. Instead of giving them a big fat frown, just give them a nice smile instead. But no matter what approach worked for you or works for you, whichever of these paths or there are many more also you can try, whichever path you've taken, you will only always end up here. Which means what? Only with your own self. Doesn't mean that you'll end up in this satsang. I mean with your own self. That is all you actually have. Because it is all that you actually are. So remember that start of that journey? So this is the play of spirituality. Is it? Now where you want to meet the master, that form of master appears in front of you. And there are many of each, in each of these steps. And even this, you cannot hold on to as a concept. And based on how you choose to play next, which doubt, which but you choose to believe about yourself, the master's instruction, the master's pointing will change. The form of the master might itself change. Because every expression of the same consciousness expresses itself in a different way. But ultimately, all the true masters are saying the same thing.